Hello you absolute donkeys, how you doing? Hope your day is going great. Welcome to my channel and thank you for stopping by. So today we're going to be talking about the Isles, Albertosaurus and Para. We're going to be having a little look through the concept art for both of them and pretty much seeing why they're good, why they're going to be fun. And a few little guesses of course on when they may come, which will just be a guess, but that's what you do now in the Isle, I guess. Pretty much just hope and guess and think maybe it's going to come out soon. We don't know quite yet, but we'll see what we can find. So apart from that, you guys sit back and enjoy, and let's just get started. Albertosaurus, a Tyrannosauridae, coming to the Isle God knows when. But as you can see, it is a very brutal dino that'll be coming to the Isle. Just like its big daddy Tyrannosaurus Rex, this one's not shy from showing its brute force. It's shown to be hunting in packs. I mean, you've got 4 of them here, so that'll be quite interesting to see. As right now, as it is, you've got Carnotaurus, which is just 3 in a group. Allosaurus is probably going to be the same. So unless they do some changes and bump those numbers up, I will see probably Albertosaurus going down a little bit to maybe 2 or 3 as well. Just simply because it is going to be a bit bigger than Allosaurus. It's around the same size and strength, so it wouldn't make sense that this guy can go in a group of 4 and Allosaurus would probably be a 3. That's only based on Carno and Carno being weaker, so it wouldn't really make sense. But anyway, I do hope they bounce it up a bit more, because back in the day Carno was actually 5 in a group way back in Spiral, and I quite liked it, to be fair. I thought it made sense for Carnotaurus to be in that many. I don't know why they did the decision of making it into 3. Maybe only because back then there wasn't really any other predators, just like kind of now. I mean, obviously there's Ceratosaurus, but that's smaller. But moving along from this image here, you can see that Albertosaurus won't be afraid to hunt on its own as well, using its stealth. It was quite quick back in Legacy, so I'll presume it's going to be quite quick here. Probably one of the faster mid-tiers, alongside Rexes. Over here it's also showing fighting a Stegosaurus, which just makes me think even more why Allosaurus is going to be a great Stego hunter. Obviously I look at it more like from the Walking with Dinosaurs scene, where Allosaurus was kind of nimbling around the Stego. Not really showing too much that was fighting, it kind of got slapped up, but it shows that Allosaurus is not afraid to fight a Stego, so why wouldn't Alberto fight a Stego as well? And you got it in the concept art here, literally choke holding it, so that'll be quite interesting. Maybe that's going to be a new mechanic for Albertosaurus, kind of like the crush mechanic that Rex will have. Here it's just staring into the distance because it's just cool looking. And then you got, I think, little Troodons just getting stomped on. So does that mean that Albertosaurus will have some sort of stomp ability where it will be able to crush it, or is it just full artwork that Upwing wanted to show off? This one here, where it's in the building, I don't think it's trying to show off that Albertosaurus is going to be hunting humans. I mean, I think anything will be able to kill and eat humans, but not many will have it on diet. This could be just simply showing that, look, it's quite big, it's pretty much up to the ceiling. That's the size reference of a human to an Albertosaurus. I don't think there's too much to read into there. And then of course you have got a human being ripped in half here, which again, I'll go back, like I said before, back in this spinal concept here, where you see Spinosaurus absolutely destroying this dino here. I kind of hope that they rework gore a little bit, which I think they probably will, as they like to rework everything over and over again. So I kind of hope that we're going to get a more gory gore, if that makes any sense. Just actually seeing limbs being ripped off, bones and everything like that. Because I just think it looks really cool, especially that they do say that they are also a horror game at the end of the day, right? So it would make sense, it would be nice. And yet again, and one thing before I get onto this slide here, is another Tenno being destroyed. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have seen a common theme here where Tenno kind of gets eaten by a lot of things. So I don't know if that's just them showing the dino because it's cool, because Tenno is quite a good looking dino, it's nice to work with, or it's just simply that they like seeing Tenno just get destroyed. Maybe because it was one of the first playables that came into the game, so like, let's just put it into more concept arts. But I kind of feel like I see it quite often being killed off, you know. Not that I expect a Tenno to be able to do much against an Albertosaurus. I think that's more maybe a Maya will be able to defend itself well against an Alberto, because of course it has a lot more weight to it. But the poor little Tenno here getting destroyed, feeding his family. So again, I do think that Alberto will be quite a nice pack hunter. You got the first slide here where you can see it, there's 4 of them there. Then again, I might be slightly wrong, that might be a juvenile Rex. No, it can't be, because it actually has those horns, or whatever you call them, on the head. I know they're not horns, but I can't think of the word right now, so forgive me. But you know, I think they're just smaller Albertosauruses. Maybe they're actually fighting over the food. But then down here you can see 2, I guess, Mama and Papa feeding the young. making sure they get big and strong. But that's enough about the concept art. Everyone has seen it. Albertosaurus is really cool looking. I really like what they've done. I think the remodel is a massive upgrade. It looked okay in Spyro, but it kind of just looked like a Sabertooth Rex. A little bit different, of course, but not too different. I think what they've done here, making his neck more chunky, making it a bit more buffy, makes it distinguishable, if I use that word correctly, hopefully. But you can easily tell now what is a Sabertooth Rex and what is an Albertosaurus. When will this fella come in? I'm not quite sure, but now that they have actually said themselves, now that the devs have said themselves that they've got most of the stuff worked on, so now we'll actually start seeing more bigger predators and herbivores coming in, which could be more mid-tiers and more apexes, more than just small tiers. I don't think Albertosaurus will be that far away. Now what I do mean by not so far away is not that it will be coming maybe next year, unfortunately, but not that far away in terms of it might be one of the next things that devs do work on. In terms of the Isle, it might come out quite soon. In terms of life, of course, it will be in a walking stick when it comes out, unfortunately. But I really do like Alberto. It was something that I had a lot of fun with back in Legacy, so I'm quite excited for it. I feel like it will be quite a fun playable even in a Vrima. Quite agile, fast, quite strong. Probably won't punch above its weight too much in apexes, of course, but again, this is not a PvP game. It has PvP elements, so you are meant to just kind of be in your own niche, let's say your own group, and fight and hunt what you're meant to hunt and fight, not just go around trying to kill anything no matter what size you are. It's a survival game after all, so I'm absolutely fine with that if it's going to be a great mid-tier hunter amongst its own peers. But that's enough about Alberto. Now let's get on to Para, the one that I will never say the full name because my tongue just doesn't allow it. Para, one of the fan favorites in the Isle for sure. A lot of people love it. One thing I do hope is that we hear this. But for those that still don't know, that is what Para sounds like. At least they're pretty damn sure, as they've blown air through the actual tubes, or whatever you call them, through it. I'm trying to think of the name of the structure on his head without calling it a penis, but you get me. This thing here. They were able to blow air through it and actually make the sounds that it would make, which is pretty cool, pretty accurate. And I think it's the only, if not one of the only dinosaurs out there that they know what it actually sounded like for sure. I'm not all about it has to be paleo accurate. I like the Isle that looks realistic. It doesn't have to be realistic to play. Otherwise, at the end of the day, a lot of these playables wouldn't even be in the same game, right? A lot of them are millions of years apart, like Stego and Rex. But Para is beautiful, it's elegant, it looks different. You can straight away tell what it is. It's a great food source for a lot of big playables. Also a great playable to probably play, and I know in Legacy it was a lot of fun to take down even Allos with its weight and its stomp. So I'm sure it's going to do the same here. As you can see, it's kind of indicated that its long legs are going to be weapons. Poor Acro over here is getting slapped up. And it's going to be another herd animal as expected. Whether people actually play it properly is a different question, of course, because these are beautiful indications to show what the animal would actually be like, right? I think that the devs, or should I say Tapwing, does a great job at showing that, but unfortunately it's people playing dinosaurs, so it always comes out very differently. Hence why so many people go around just trying to aggressively kill anything on sight, regardless whether they're hungry or not, because real animals wouldn't do that, but we do, because we're just crazy. So you can see it as a herd trying to fend off what I think is an Allosaurus from this image here, showing that strength in numbers. It is of course a big weighty playable, it's quite quick for its size as well. It can fight back. I mean, we've all seen Maya with its 20 million attacks, so I'm sure this guy's not going to be any different, which I just think is too many attacks, by the way, for Maya. Like, calm down with that. I have not got time to learn all of that stuff, but I know whoever does main it, they love it, just not for me. So I kind of hope Para's not going to receive the same treatment that's too many attacks, but definitely going to have probably its stomp, a kick, maybe even a back kick. Going to use its weight as well to probably kind of like slap guys out the way. And yeah, not too much going on in this concept art apart from showing off its beauty, really. Like, and that it can attack, it can defend itself. It's quite a family herd, as there's only one slide or two slides here, should I say, that it's by itself. The rest are all pretty much showing that not only is it in a nice size group, but also it likes to protect its young, which I really do hope we'll start seeing a bit more in the Isle. I think if they make nesting a bit better, like they did back in Legacy, where it was actually easier to invite people, you didn't have to kind of be dead to find if there's a nest, because who's going to want to kill off the dino to be like, let me check if there is a nest. Not only that, but is there a nest for the dino that I want? Not really, doesn't really make sense, right? So hopefully they bring that back. I think in some ways Evrima went some steps back, you know, instead of steps forward. Because I think nesting is a crucial part of the game, especially if the devs actually want the people to play the game a bit more how they want, which is hunt, grow, survive, not just PvP, PvP, PvP. So to bring back the community that loves nesting, likes growing, likes to have a family, that's what they need to do. Nesting is pretty much the core of that at the end of the day, because it's cool, it's cute to see your little babies, seeing what colors they get, how do they grow up, you know, do they grow up? Have you been a good parent? I know I haven't. Yeah, it'll be nice to see, for sure. Para is definitely one of those that it's not high on my list, I'm like, I can't wait to come in, but it's definitely one that I will play. I'm more of a Herbie kind of main anyway, so I'll definitely be playing Para probably quite a bit. Not as much as some other herbivores. I know it's not my favorite, but I just love the look of it. I think it does look very unique, and that's what makes it in the Isle at the end of the day. You want playables that are very easy to understand and spot, and Para definitely does that. When will Para come? Well, the good thing is I think Para will probably come quite soon, again in terms of the Isle, okay? Not tomorrow unfortunately, or next week. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it next year, or at least it being worked on, that we see animations for it properly and that's been worked on. So maybe late next year, maybe the year after, but that really depends on how this year goes. Like we're in July now and Rex is still not out, of course, not even in horde test, unless it's come out by the time this video is out. I doubt it, but yeah, if it is, then well, you know, I made this video before it's actually out. It's currently July 18th for me. And then of course, once Rex is out, you still got Allosaurus, Baryonyx, Kentro, and Osoraptor that still have to come out. Hopefully this year, maybe a Christmas kind of package, who knows? If not, then that's going to push into next year, which obviously means everything else is going to get pushed on a little bit further. Because I'm still expecting to see probably Spinosaurus and Para to both be in the next group of dinos that come out, alongside some others like Oviraptor, since Oviraptor was actually meant to be with the group that's coming out now, but then it got pushed away by, I think, Baryonyx, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Barry. But yeah, that's enough blubbering on. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts. Are you excited to see Para and Albertosaurus come in, and when would you like to see them come in? I definitely feel like we should get some more mid-tiers, and especially that some of these are actually quite big mid-tiers. It'd be nice to actually finally have it. One for Rex to be able to eat Paras, so it actually doesn't just have to hunt small things that it just dies from. Oh, and also side note, what do you think of Para being AI? I know a lot of people do say they don't want to see playables that are also AI. I personally don't care. I think it's quite cool to see them both. I liked it when Tenno was AI, one for food reasons, and two, it kind of made me a bit more immersed. I don't care if I have to figure out whether it's a playable or AI, which, to be honest with you, if you're trying to figure that out, you're probably one of those people that go on Facebook and believe everything is real when it's actually just AI. Without trying to sound disrespectful, it's pretty obvious when something is AI and when something's not, even when the AI is done well. But that fact that Tenno's actually grouped with other Tennos as well, like the AI ones would group with players, I thought was really nice. It's a nice little touch, made you feel a bit more like a herd, right? And that's what you want to see in dinosaur games. I want to see sauropods walking around with their long necks, poking through trees. I want to hear sounds. I want there to be some parts of the map, of course, that are quite quiet and dead, but I also want to see life where life is meant to be. Some Paras running around in the plains would be a beautiful sight, kind of like in Jurassic Park 2. When they were being hunted. I thought it really felt nice. But yeah, anyway, you guys have a fantastic day and peace.